You're not imagining it. Someone's fixation on you has crossed the line, and it's shaking up your energy, your relationships, and maybe even your peace of mind. This isn't admiration, it's obsession, and it's fueled by their inability to access what they crave most: your light. But let me make one thing clear: you're not here to shrink, hide, or let their obsession control your life. In this message, we're cutting through the noise, exposing their behavior for what it is, and arming you with the spiritual and practical tools to reclaim your power. You didn't come this far to let someone's fixation take the wheel. Their obsession clings to you like unseen hands pressing against your chest, robbing you of breath. It's a silent parasite, unspoken, intangible, yet profoundly real. Every glance, every unspoken thought that orbits you exerts weight, like the pull of invisible tides. You don't notice it at first. It begins subtly: weariness that sleep cannot erase, the sudden drop of your mood with no discernible cause, as if a shadow moves across your mind. The energy in the air shifts, sour and heavy, altering your equilibrium. You feel watched, pulled, as though their fixation threads itself into the fabric of your existence, tangling you in a weight you never invited. Their obsession does not need proximity. Distance grants no reprieve. It is a cord tethering them to you, and with it comes the siphoning of your vitality. Your thoughts feel borrowed, unanchored. The silence grows louder, filled with unseen voices echoing through the cavern of your mind. Your body betrays you: nausea, trembling hands, a hollow ache in your chest, because the energy they direct toward you has no place to land. It builds, vibrating within your being until it strains you to breaking. They are relentless, not in motion but in presence. You carry the residue of their thoughts, their desires, like an oil that clings and stains. What they want, what they need, is for you to feel it. Their longing, their fixation bleeds from them and infects you. This is obsession as gravity, unseen, unspoken, and undeniable. The obsession radiating from them is corrosive, spreading like smoke through the spaces you hold sacred. Where once your relationships felt effortless, now every exchange feels brittle, like glass under strain. Tension emerges without warning, a sharp edge to words that once held warmth. You sense it, a crack forming in the foundation of connection, miscommunications erupting out of silence, arguments spawning from the smallest sparks. It is as though unseen hands twist your intentions, distorting the meanings you send out into the world. This disruption goes deeper than words. It pulls at the very fabric of closeness. Loved ones begin to drift, their absence subtle at first. Less eye contact, calls unanswered, gatherings missed. They do not know why they are retreating, only that a shadow lingers where clarity once resided. It is not chance. Obsession leaves fingerprints, an energy that infects everything it touches. Those you hold dear feel its weight, even if they cannot name it. An unseen force rearranges the air, pushing them back. This is the effect of fixation, a distortion of connection. What you once trusted to hold firm begins to unravel under invisible strain. Love, loyalty, friendship, they are not immune to energy. And when obsession bleeds into your life, it cuts through the bonds that keep you whole. Comment, "I feel it," if this hits. Trust what you know. Energy doesn't lie. Your presence is a gravitational pull, and they feel it with a need they cannot explain. The brighter you are, radiant, magnetic, unapologetically yourself, the more their fixation grows. It is not admiration. It is hunger disguised as longing. Your energy exposes them, mirrors what they lack, and in their search for relief, they latch onto you. They see you not as you are, but as an answer, a solution to the emptiness they cannot fill on their own. To them, your existence is validation, a measure of worth they cannot grant themselves. If they can attach themselves to your light, they believe they can bask in its glow, taking what they cannot create. It is not conscious. This fixation stems from unspoken wounds, fractures in their identity that they hope your energy can mend. You are a mirror, and through you, they see the gaps in their being. Instead of turning inward, they focus outward, on you, as though your presence alone can complete them. This is why they linger, why their energy reaches for you across any distance. They do not want you. They want the version of themselves they think you can unlock. It is a dangerous cycle. You shine, and they seek. But know this, your energy is yours. You are not their remedy. What begins as admiration festers when left unchecked. At first, they lingered on the edges of your world, content to observe, fueled by curiosity or inspiration. Your energy captivated them, a spark that awakened something they could not name. But admiration alone was never enough. When access was denied, when your light refused to bend to their expectations, frustration took root. They wanted to be seen, acknowledged, felt. And when you did not offer that willingly, resentment crept in like a slow-burning poison. Ignored or rejected, they turned inward, twisting reality to suit their desires. They rewrote the narrative, convincing themselves that your absence was not disinterest, but proof of a deeper hidden connection. In their minds, you began to belong to them, a presence they felt entitled to possess. What was once harmless interest transformed into fixation, a hunger that no logic could satisfy. They fabricated signs, mistook silence for meaning, and turned the gaps between you into illusions of mutuality. Obsession spirals because it does not seek truth. It seeks validation. They cling to falsehoods because facing reality would force them to confront themselves. You are not part of their delusion. You are the canvas on which they project it. And the deeper they sink into this false connection, the more relentless their energy becomes. Obsession is not admiration. It is a violent contradiction. They idolize you, placing you on a pedestal so high that their longing turns to anger. You are everything they crave, yet they cannot possess you, and this truth becomes a thorn they cannot extract. Their fixation is a double-edged sword, adoration and resentment sharpened into one. They revere you as an ideal, yet despise you for remaining beyond their reach. It is the tension between longing and frustration that fuels the cycle. One moment, they see you as the answer to their emptiness, a symbol of perfection, untouchable yet necessary. The next, they seethe, consumed by the bitterness of your unavailability. Their emotions spiral wildly, trapping them in a storm of their own making. You are no longer yourself in their mind. You have become a construct, distorted and redefined to fit their obsession. This paradox is destructive because it feeds on itself. The more unattainable you are, the more they fixate. The more they fixate, the angrier they become. It is not you they want, it is control over what you represent. Fulfillment, validation, or an end to their emptiness. But obsession is a fire, and what they do not understand is this: the closer they reach for you, the more they burn. Spiritual manipulation is the silent weapon of fixation, an intrusion into the unseen layers of your existence. They attempt to tamper with the intangible, your emotions, your will, your life force, through energy work, love spells, rituals, or intention setting. They reach for tools meant to sway your attention. This is not connection, this is control. They attempt to twist the natural flow of your energy, forcing themselves into spaces where they do not belong. The consequences, whether intentional or not, ripple through your life like cracks spreading in glass. It does not end there. They pry further, consulting psychics or practicing divination to monitor you, desperate for glimpses into your life. Through cards, pendulums, visions, they seek knowledge they have no right to claim. This intrusion pollutes your energy field, a violation that leaves you feeling exposed, unsteady, and watched. They use these insights like weapons, a misguided belief that knowing you gives them power over you. Their interference creates energetic disruption, blockages you cannot see but feel. Suddenly, relationships falter, opportunities slip through your fingers, and progress slows, as if your path has been muddied. This is their chaos at work, unseen but relentless. It is not coincidence. It is sabotage, born of obsession that refuses to let you move freely. If you feel their grip loosening, comment, "I cleanse my space," to sever their hold and reclaim your peace. You're not just the chosen one, you're the whole damn revolution. You're the fire they can't extinguish, the force that shatters their limits, the power they'll never understand. While they scramble to keep up, you're rewriting the game. Chaos? That's your playground. Setbacks? Those are just stepping stones to your throne. You don't need their approval, their applause, or their understanding. You move on a level they can't even see. You don't just survive, you dominate. That's why the Obsidian Inner Order was made for you. This isn't some feel-good group. It's a dynasty of legends who know their worth. Every week, over 450 chosen ones get on electrifying calls that aren't just talks. They're blueprints for power moves. These aren't moments you forget. They're recorded so you can tap into the energy whenever you need to level up. The private Discord isn't just a chat. It's where real ones connect, break through limits, and turn ideas into movements. For those ready to make cosmic moves, Chosen Singles connects powerhouses who know they're destined to rise together. And the Star Chamber? That's where the raw, unfiltered truth lives. Truth too dangerous for the mainstream, but exactly what you need to rewrite reality on your terms. This isn't a question. It's a call. The fire you feel isn't random. It's the sign you've been waiting for. The portal is open. The link is in the description below. Step through it. It's time to take what's already yours. Boundary violations begin with an insistent presence. Messages that pile up unanswered. Calls that persist. Emails that arrive with a frequency that feels like a demand. They do not respect silence. They claw at it, attempting to fill the spaces you have deliberately created. Their need to connect disregards your limits, as though your refusal is an invitation for them to push harder. Their words become noise, unwelcome, relentless, and suffocating. But some invasions are quieter, harder to trace. They slip through indirect paths, manipulating mutual acquaintances to find ways into your life. Shared connections become unwitting pawns, asked for updates, convinced to speak on their behalf, or coerced into delivering messages you did not ask for. These infiltrations feel subtle at first, but they carry weight. Your private life begins to feel less like yours, fragmented by their interference. They dismantle the walls you've built, always searching for cracks they can exploit. It is control masquerading as connection, a refusal to respect your autonomy. Whether direct or indirect, these violations strip away your sense of peace, leaving you hyper-aware and guarded. They demand your energy, your attention, regardless of consent. Your energy field is sacred, and it belongs to you alone. When others project their fixation, their negativity, or their attempts to control, they trespass into spaces they have no right to enter. Reclaiming your energy is not passive. It is an act of power, a declaration that no force outside of you can take what is yours. Across time, protective practices have held the wisdom of cleansing and shielding. Start with intention. Clarity is your weapon. Envision a sphere of radiant light surrounding you, impenetrable and reflective. Any energy not born of love or respect will bounce back to its source, unable to reach you. This is not fantasy, it is focus, a shift in energetic boundaries that places you back in control. Ground yourself through cleansing rituals that restore balance. Salt baths draw impurities from the body, sage smoke clears stagnant energy, and sound vibrations, like singing bowls or clapping, disrupt harmful frequencies, leaving your space light and still. These methods are timeless, powerful tools that realign your spirit. For ongoing protection, carry the Earth's allies. Black tourmaline absorbs negativity, creating a barrier of grounding energy. Amethyst sharpens clarity, dissolving illusions that may cloud your intuition. When you hold these tools, you command your space. Your privacy is power, and when you control what others know, you control the narrative. Oversharing opens doors for those who watch, waiting for opportunities to infiltrate your life. Every detail you reveal, where you are, who you love, what you're working on, feeds their obsession, offering them pieces of you they have no right to possess. Sharing less is not withholding, it's protecting. It's understanding that your life belongs to you, not to the gaze of those who want to dissect it. Start with your presence online. Social media is not neutral. It's a mirror reflecting back what you choose to give. When you share too much, you create pathways for fixation to deepen, for your energy to be monitored, manipulated, and invaded. Do not hand over your peace for validation. Let your silence speak louder than the noise they expect from you. Beyond the digital world, protect your information in the physical one. Not everyone around you respects boundaries. Some leak your life like water through cracked hands, intentionally or not. Be selective. Trust is earned, not assumed. Know this, protecting your privacy is not isolation, it's sovereignty. You decide who accesses your story, your energy, and your presence. Their hold on you is not permanent. Your energy is yours to command, and no fixation can tether you without your consent. Manifesting their release begins with intention and action. Start by affirming your sovereignty. Speak with authority. I release all energy that does not serve me. Words carry weight, and when spoken with clarity, they sever ties that linger in silence. Your voice becomes a boundary, an undeniable declaration that their hold is no longer welcome. To strengthen this release, use the cord-cutting ritual. Visualize the energetic ties between you, thin yet unyielding strands of their fixation attached to your being. Hold the vision steady and see yourself cutting them one by one with a blade forged of light or fire. Watch as the cords dissolve into nothingness, their grip disintegrating into harmless energy. This is not anger, this is reclamation. Finally, redirect their focus by transforming the energy they've poured into you. Envision it dissolving, dispersing into the vastness, harmless and unbound. Their obsession loses form and fades like smoke into the wind, leaving you untouched. Energy flows where intention directs. Turn it away from you, and it cannot linger. Your relationships are sacred spaces, but when obsession lingers in the shadows, it distorts everything it touches. Romantic connections feel strained, not by anything spoken, but by the tension in the unspoken. The fixation of others creates an imbalance, a pull that neither you nor your partner may fully understand. It is an invisible intrusion, like static on a clear line, that twists emotions and sows doubt. What was once secure begins to feel fragile, as if the weight of their energy presses against your bond, looking for cracks to exploit. Friendships are no less vulnerable. Misunderstandings arise without warning, sharp and sudden, leaving you questioning how trust could falter so quickly. Their energy manipulates the air between you and those closest to you, stirring confusion where clarity should reign. The fixation they project creates tension that neither party can pinpoint, but both can feel. It isn't just interference, it's sabotage, calculated or not. Their uninvited focus sends ripples through the connections you value most, disrupting harmony and leaving discord in its wake. This is the impact of obsession, silent, invasive, and destructive. You are not imagining the fractures, they are real. Recognize the source, protect your bonds, and reclaim your relationships from their grasp. Their obsession is a dual force, both magnetic and corrosive, much like two sides of the same coin. On one side, it is admiration, leaving traces of longing and fixation in your energetic field. On the other, it is sabotage, a disruptive force that lingers, unseen but deeply felt. This dual imprint mirrors the paradox of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. One moment they revere you, the next, their energy tears at your stability. Their constant focus doesn't fade. It embeds itself, creating layers of energetic clutter that weigh on your mind, body, and spirit. You feel it in subtle ways, a heaviness that doesn't lift, moments of unexplained tension, or thoughts that don't feel entirely your own. These are the marks of residual energy they leave behind, a buildup that accumulates every time their attention falls on you. It creates static in your field, disrupting your clarity and flow. Without cleansing, this clutter grows, trapping you in cycles of emotional and spiritual fatigue. Cleansing your energy is not optional, it is essential. Salt baths dissolve the weight, sage smoke clears the residue, and sound vibrations break the hold of stagnation. You reclaim your space, your flow, and your clarity. When their energy intrudes into your spiritual field, it doesn't simply linger, it disrupts, delays, and destabilizes. Their fixation becomes a siphon, diverting your energy from its rightful flow. Manifestations that once seemed within reach now feel distant, as if something unseen pulls them further from your grasp. Their interference acts like a haze, clouding your spiritual clarity and scattering your focus. Progress feels like running in place, no matter how much effort you pour into your intentions. This is not coincidence. Energy follows intention, and when theirs latches onto you, it tangles the threads of your purpose. The universe cannot align when external forces muddy your vibration. You feel it in the tension of stalled goals, in the weight of repeated setbacks, and in the constant hum of frustration that fills your mind. They may not even understand the damage they're causing, but their fixation leaves a mark all the same, a spiritual block you didn't invite, but now must clear. Clearing this interference is your responsibility, your power. Ground yourself, realign your focus, and reclaim your connection to the divine flow. Through cord-cutting rituals, cleansing practices, and unwavering intention, you sever their hold and open the gates for progress once more. Your energy is undeniable, radiant, magnetic, and alive with purpose. This is why they're drawn to you, like moths to a flame. You're a natural force, one that illuminates without effort, but this light attracts more than admiration. It also pulls in those who seek to take, to overshadow, or to leech. This is not a reflection of weakness. It is proof of your power. You shine because it is your nature, and that light stirs both inspiration and envy in others. This is where boundaries become your sacred tool. Just as fire needs a hearth to burn brightly without spreading destruction, your energy requires limits to thrive. Boundaries are not barriers, they are definitions, the structure that ensures your radiance remains yours to control. Without them, your power becomes vulnerable to those who misunderstand or misuse it. This lesson demands you master both the giving and the guarding of your energy. James Baldwin's words resonate here. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. This isn't a punishment, it's a spiritual test, a challenge to build resilience through non-engagement. Not everything requires your reaction. Sometimes silence and strength are the ultimate acts of defiance. If you're ready to define your power, drop "I guard my light" and claim your space. Take back what is already yours, your energy, your peace, your power. Their obsession is not about you. It is a mirror of their wounds, their longing, their inability to face themselves. It is critical you understand this. You are not responsible for their fixation. Your worth does not hinge on their perception, and their focus on you does not define you. Stand firm in this truth. Let their grasping be met with the immovable strength of someone who knows their value. Your energy is sacred, and it deserves protection. Not everyone has earned access to the spaces you cultivate or the peace you build. Commit to keeping your privacy intact. Limit the details you share, both in words and in presence. Privacy is not secrecy, it is sovereignty. Surround yourself with those who honor your boundaries, people who see your light but do not seek to control it. Let them be the reflection of the respect you demand. Trust the unseen forces working on your behalf. The divine is not silent. It watches, guides, and shields you, even when you cannot feel it. Every moment of alignment, every act of reclaiming your energy, strengthens the barriers that protect you. Your light is untouchable, a force that cannot be dimmed by the shadows of obsession. Their fixation is not your burden. It is a symptom of the magnetic power you carry. You stand apart, a source of energy and purpose so undeniable that it stirs emotions others cannot contain. This is not a flaw. This is evidence of your strength, a brilliance that demands both admiration and protection. Not everyone who gazes upon your light has earned the right to bask in it. Like the stars in the vast night sky, your radiance will always draw attention, but your boundaries define who may approach. You are not here to feed the voids of others. Their need does not dictate your worth, and their fixation cannot control you unless you allow it. Reclaim your energy with authority. Guard your privacy as an act of self-respect. Trust that the forces protecting you are already in motion, working to keep your spirit aligned and your path clear. You do not need to shrink or change to accommodate their focus. You are powerful as you are, unapologetically. Now it's time to share your strength. If you've faced the weight of obsession and reclaimed your space, let your story be known. Your voice will inspire others to protect their light.